Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Last Epoch dev stream. As always, I'm your host, Mike. Hello! How's it going, everybody? It's been a while, hasn't it? Come on in close here. A little closer. Hey, how's it going? Long time no see. Let's play some multiplayer together, right? I've, got an old character that I've been playing for a while. Just hop right in. Have a good day so far? I am having a good day so far. Are you having a good day so far? If this is your first time here, we've been away for a little while, please put any questions you have for me in the chat with an @Last Epoch game tag on them, and I will get them as soon as I can. As always, we do stream for charity here, and our charity for the month is Doctors Without Borders. I'm doing empowered monos at 85 on a very non-optimal character that I haven't played in weeks. So we'll see how well this goes. Got some arena stuff going today. I don't know if any of you tried that yet or not, but it's pretty good. It's a little buggy still. We're, rolling it out as quick as we can, and a lot better than it was until really recently. I am playing a rogue marksman. Well, I'm playing a rogue, and very intentionally with today's teaser. We got a special one today. Whoop. Little chunk there. Will Shaman class ever get any love? Absolutely. It's a little tricky. So, like, you may have noted that there wasn't any major updates to Shaman stuff this patch. The updates that need to happen for Shaman are a little more substantial. So we want to do them all sort of together at once, and little band-aids are going to be likely not as useful as we'd like them to be. If we're talking long term. Oh! Kind of garbage death is that? That's fine. That's fine. Dahario has resubbed for 21 months in a row. Wow. Getting close to that 2-year mark there. Thank you very much. Welcome back. Glad to have you. Little bug there. This is our Kelthian Blasting Agent Cinder Strike Bow build. Oh, there's no way we do this, right? He's just like, alright, you're fire, I'm better fire. I'm like, oh, alright. Oh, something shift would let me go through there? Whoop. Oh my goodness. I was trying to go for the health pots. Wasn't worth it. I think we may have bit off more than we can chew. Let's just go somewhere else. Let's just not just die over and over again. Let's do some 90s regular. What do we need? Oh, that one's pretty good. What's our cold is like? Way over. while apparently. We missed 2 weeks in a row of streaming, which was it was good though. Little break, lots of stuff going on in and around here, so it's worthwhile. Back to 90. Will there be some type of season or ladder in the upcoming future of the game? Yeah, for sure. Both actually. We'll be doing we're calling them cycles, and it'll be very similar to what you're used to with seasonal content that you get in other ARPGs. And then we'll be doing ladders that reset along with them.
Easy. Too easy.
It's a pretty common staple with ARPGs these days and that sort of stuff. Like that's I think the staple of the genre at this point. Can we expect certain rogue body armors being retailed a bit? They look a bit too off model. I mean, maybe if you've got feedback or comments like that, the best place to put them is in the forum, so we can actually collate them. I mean, everything's always being updated and made to look prettier and everything. It's a matter of you know, picking where the best wins are going to come for the least amount of time at this point for stuff that's going to get into 0.9 still. We're getting pretty close to the cutoff. Oh gosh, trying to type. Oh, come on. System commands. Oh my god, it's not working. Judd, if you can hear me, yes, I am. Just invite everyone, see what happens. Wow, did we somehow are we somehow the exact same level? That's hilarious. Okay, John, bring them to you. Ah, I won't let them kill him. What's after Reign of Dragons? First time you got this far? The Reign of Dragons splits into 3 possibles. These are all the same level. So you can do them in any order, and you need to do each of them in order to unlock Empowered Monoliths in the center here. Steve! Welcome, welcome. Judd sent me a message. Oh, Judd's gonna reboot. He'll be back though. So how's that? I'm interested to know, people that are here, if you've been playing the multiplayer beta, how'd it go? How, like, did you enjoy yourself? Were you underwhelmed? Were there things you didn't expect to see that you're excited about? Was there, um, give me some live feedback. I want to hear what's going on. Oh no, you wanted to, wasn't invited. It's not an invite, it's an opt-in. All you have to do is click the button and you get in. Sorry, that wasn't clear enough. Yeah, it was just like sign up and you're in. It was all automated. As soon as the Steam account linked, it just gave you the instructions on how to get in. We just had to go through that process because it actually had to set something in your account. And if we didn't do that, it caused a couple problems. Give you one more week? I mean, 0.9 is getting kind of close. We were less than a month away. Yeah, we are less than, oh my god, we are less than a month away. Oh. And it's a short month. Oh. You don't have time to play as you would have liked. Real life and D&D got in the way. Oh, D&D. So I assume you've caught up to the other half of the complaints department that that Hasbro's fielding from the Magic community. Nah, it's not fair. D&D's great. I wish I had more time to play D&D, which sadly I don't. Oh, weird. We could probably do Empowered together, actually. High 11th hour games, will there be an update every quarter after release? We can't, I'm not going to guarantee specific timelines on updates like that. But there is, we are returning to a much more frequent cadence, a much more regular cadence, much more akin to what you've come to expect to us before this year happened, and we're gonna be back to pumping out regular updates, and you know, everything's gonna be awesome again. So it might not be perfectly synced quarterly updates or anything like that, but you know, it will be consistent, frequent, and awesome. Real life and Hogwarts Legacy on the way. Yeah, I don't have a. I want to play it on my TV, but I don't have an Xbox or PlayStation yet. It's like I'm kind of half waiting for the Switch version, kind of considering like finally making a media center for my living room type thing. Experience homes are working. Nice. Okay. They weren't for a long time. I just love this is. We're gonna try it. Let's spike the difficulty and see if Judd notices. I don't know, you probably can hear me anyways. How's the studio morale going into 0.9 release, and now that multiplayer is mostly implemented and more content can be worked on? I mean, great. Everyone's pumped. The like getting into multiplayer is such a huge milestone that we've all been working together towards for so long. That like it's the closer you get to it, the better it is. There's I mean, it's like, you may have just heard of my voice. It's a little scary. The like, oh, we're less than a month away. Oh gosh, but you know, it's exciting more than anything. It's just really exciting. Just carrying me hard here. I'm like, pew pew. He's like, meteor, meteor. Like, my meteors require setup. Oh. And they do.
Easy. Too easy.
Oh. Trying to read chat here, I'm gonna die. Hey Llama, how's it going? The kid is back on. He loves Llama Llama again. Llama Llama, red pajama, reads a story with his mama, gets 2 kisses snug. When you read a story too many times. Oh, Judd didn't go with the EHG tagging game. Yeah. He doesn't need it. Oh, get out of that. Should play something beefier. What? Ah! Too much time at work. Just finished December yesterday. Oh no. That's not good. Gotta find that time to take off and still get through everything somehow. Just a brief reminder, if you got questions, please put out Last Epoch game in the questions so I see it pop out at me real easy. But got one here before. Probably been asked before, but are we likely to get a campaign skip at 1.0 for us people who've already done it a million times over? Well, the campaign skip system is going to continue to be what it is now with the dungeons. So yes and no, because you're going to get the same one we have now. But not a new one. Not a D3 adventure mode. Click a button and no campaign. We're not planning that. We are planning ways to expand that system because right now it's not doing a good enough job at being that campaign skip. Or a campaign skip is probably the wrong word for it. Campaign customization, I think, might be a better term. So, like a method by which you can adjust the campaign experience to suit your needs a little bit better. And so we're not done with that. But yeah, that's still the same core system that's going to be happening going forward. With multiplayer close, what are the plans for abilities that benefit a party? Probably just what they are now. Do they need to change dramatically? Like most buffs don't stack with themselves. Most unique buffs don't stack themselves. So like, if there's like two people granting haste buffs to the party, haste doesn't stack. So like it's balanced. Like you can have higher uptime, but you can't have mega haste. You know. It's funny. There's the concept of like stacking buffs always gets me into like magic rules, and there's in one of the joke sets, there's an ability called Last Strike, which means like your creature does damage second afterwards, and then there's another ability called First Strike, which means your creature does damage first. But the way they're worded, and there's also another one called Double Strike, which means you do first and regular strike damage. But if you have Double Strike and Last Strike, you actually attack 3 times. Yeah. Weird stacking buffs. Alright, what art style do you enjoy most on ARPGs? Something like Torchlight or Diablo or Last Epoch or some other game? I mean, I'm crazy ultra biased. My favorite's Last Epoch, but it's like I've been here for the creation of this art style and everything, so like I've had input in it. By no means am I leading the charge on any of it, but I give feedback on them as they're coming through and things like that. And I do like this more realistic-esque art style, but that's not to say that you can't do others really well too. Like even I guess like extreme differences like the Minecraft, crap, I can't remember the name. Adventures, Heroes, Dungeons, Minecraft Dungeon, the Minecraft RPG. That's extremely different. Like it's a very stylized version of a non-realistic, you know, like it's very out there, and it works great. It works great for them. So like, I don't know. Like, I prefer, my favorite is an art style done well. But if I'm gonna pick a style, if I was gonna be like, Mike, snap your fingers, and the art style of Last Epoch can be whatever you want, I wouldn't change it. Ooh, that's actually interesting. There. Bow elemental damage, that's a lot of what we're doing, and mana efficiency with decoy. Decoy is dunking our mana right now. I might try and fit that on somewhere. And Mervin's very skilled by guy, Kelpian. Can we do? I've got like some LP uniques. Oh, I kind of wanna. I have a good relic. Okay, if I find a good relic, we'll go do it. Do paladins aura affect minions? Yep. You want to support your friend's summon necro? Oh yeah, it works great. And I know there's like a little bit of a thematic disconnect there, where it's like, you know, a holy paladin is giving help to undead minions, and there's sort of like a thematic disconnect there that's rooted back in things like D&D. But having the mechanical synergy work in this case outweighs any sort of thematic oddities there, and there is room for like distinctions on like why that makes sense. Judd, I am not as good as you are. Please join me. So many buffs right now, just like, Bwah! Oh, I'm going this way. With the campaign skip you guys are going for with dungeons, are you going to stop letting people go straight to monos at the end of time, take level 1s to get carried to monos? We don't plan to. I guess yeah. There's that multiplayer skip as well, which is just have someone rush you, right? in order to make the quest system smooth and play nice when you're when you're in a group with someone that maybe isn't quite perfectly synced in the campaign as you are. So like everyone who's played Diablo 2, how many times have you been in a situation where you didn't get you didn't have the full staff before going into the tomb, and you couldn't walk down, but the door was opened, and you no longer could complete the quest, and you got left behind, and the rush went on without you? How many times has that happened to you? Or how many times have you been rushing for someone and they went, "Oh, I didn't get the quest," and you're like, "Oh, now I've got to start all over again." Or someone releases in Trav right as you finish the kill on the council, and you just like it just it's okay, calm down, Mike. um you know what I mean? So like we really wanted the quest system to be very friendly in that situation where there's easy auto catch up mechanics and things like that. And in order to have that, it kind of forces a really easy rushing system. at least with the solution we had. So there's and we decided, is it better to have a really easy rushing system to exploit how the leveling happens, and have the questing work nicely in situations where people aren't necessarily in the exact right sequence with each other. And we chose to make things just play a little friendlier in the sequencing for quests. Yeah. And like, it's not to say it could never change if there's some big reason not to, but I haven't seen complaints that rushing is super duper easy. You know? Like, it doesn't affect the very first characters at the start of a ladder, or cycle, sorry. You know, I would still, if it's your first time playing through the game, I still would really recommend playing through the campaign, even if it's your first time playing through that class, or mastery class, or just a different theme in that mastery class. Playing through the campaign is set up really carefully to try and ease you into the mechanics, and you get new abilities slowly as you're going through the campaign and everything, and it kind of lets you explore that class in a evolving environment instead of just and I'm sure for people who they're like, oh, this is my 100th marksman, I don't need to do that. Great, like, I agree. It's just it's hard to kind of lay out a good early user path, and still allow like hyper experienced players to enjoy the system as well. All right, how are fixes going for multiplayer connectivity issues? Smooth release likely for 0.9. So far, it's overall very good. There are definite problems, and we are tackling those. It's not perfect by any means, but like, I'm confident we'll be hitting 0.9 on time with a good level of quality. It's pretty crazy considering some of the some of the multiplayer systems that are in were added the week that the first the invitational event, like that week there were things things being added to CTs like days before the invitational event went out, and there was stuff that was added in between the invitational and the larger scale one that's happening now. Like it's been surprisingly good. I've been happy with it. Been testing multiplayer and it feels very good. Thank you. Nice job. Sadly, it's gonna end soon. It is. Funny thing, 10 days felt too short, probably because there's so many builds to try out. Yeah, and I think it's really good that we're ending. And we still got a couple days left, but like I think we're ending this event, and people are saying, hey, I want to play more. And I think that's a really good sign, and that's what we hoped would happen. I know it sounds mean. Oh, I hope you really don't get everything, you know. But it's important for us to be able to take this information, make some changes offline, and prepare for the next event. And like having this online does take resources away from the team on doing other things as well. Um, so yeah, sorry you don't get to do everything you wanted for it, and I know a lot of people are sitting in the boat where they're like, everything was fine for me, like just release multiplayer. You know, I've seen a couple posts like that, like there's nothing to fix, just do it. And I'm thrilled that that's some people that's happening for. Absolutely, it's unfortunately not everyone yet. Okay, this is gonna be bad. It's gonna be very, very bad. Just hide behind the meteor mage. Thank you very much, Tarek, coming in with a raiding party. Welcome everyone from there. Glad to have you with us. A familiar Ice Goliath of Haste. There's something very reassuring about that. All right, just wanted to. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just want to say congrats on multiplayer. It's pleasantly surprised me how well it has gone. Obviously there are bugs, but overall great experience. Yeah, thanks. That's great. It's exactly what I was just saying. Love it. You don't think having that easy rushing will cause all of multiplayer to just be everyone trying to get boosted and not actually play the game? I feel like it should only be doable after your first playthrough. Yeah, I mean, there's still debates there to be had for sure. I think that because the initial like wave of people who are coming in, like when a cycle starts, there'll be no rushing that happens there really, or very minimal, at least in the initial wave, because people who are ahead early will want to keep being ahead, I think, and people who are like joining like a week later or something like that, yeah, it would probably be nice to have that experience be normal and fresh for everyone. It's tricky. Like I think we're going to be looking for feedback on things like that, and I think we'll be keeping an eye on how it works and everything. And part of it's going to be, is the campaign rewarding to do, both from a gameplay perspective and from a like itemized reward. So like there's things in the campaign still that even if you get rushed, you still have to get. Like you still have to get your passive quests, and you still have to get your idle quests. And completing the campaign at the end gives, I think, +1 to all attributes. I think ? My point is that there are like end game rewards for a character throughout the campaign. So if you want to have that completed character, that finished character, it has to go through the campaign, or at least part of it. And that's a big part of the reason why we have these, why there's more than 15 quests that have passive points as a reward, and there's more than 8 quests that have idle slots as a reward. And this is an attempt to say, hey, like there's this content we want you to interact with, but you can interact with it in a unique way for you, and trying not to say like, here's the path you have to follow. And we're still slowly layering those systems together, so see how that goes. It helps curb the choice paralysis when you have tons of new things thrown at you. Yeah. I was showing a friend last night who was keen to try a free weekend. Like I told him, there will be bugs, but generally speaking, really smooth. Easily on par with other multiplayer games we play. Thanks. That's like, I'm hoping that people feel like they're getting a good experience, and the bugs that they do interact with are not experience destroying. I don't know. Game breaking is the wrong word, I think, because sometimes game breaking bugs are not experience destroying, and there's probably a better term for oh, he was right here. That's why the problem. I tried to go on my own. I need you, Judd. I can't do it on my own. Very quiet. 2 things. Hi, Mike. Love you. Hope you've been well. Thank you. Glad to hear it. Hope you're doing great yourself. Second thing, spring and form, where you ride roots on top of the ground, kind of like a surfboard logic as a dash skill, or turn into a veil spirit and zip across the surge-like movement, springing from form dash ability. But you want these things. What you're saying. Yeah, there's some cool stuff there. John, you just spamming? Are you back? Spamming meteors? Come join me this time, huh? I know, quite. I know there's still stuff going on with Spriggan movement. I'm pretty sure. I don't think all of the stuff we had planned for that's in yet. I could be wrong though. Come on. Wow, I got stun interrupted right in the middle of casting that. Oh, idols. Look through some idols. Hellfire res. Yes, please. Proc damage. Fizz res. Bleed. Crit fire. Ooh, yeah, that one's alright. Pop. Oh! There's this rock in the middle, and it's just like, it's just messing up all the shifts. That was good. Alright, next question. What is your biggest relief and your biggest disappointment with this event? Okay. One question, 2 answers. That the servers didn't blow up and crash completely and explode in a fiery ball. So I am relieved that the servers did not explode in a big fiery ball of death throughout the main event. I'm a little disappointed that when we tried to, they didn't explode in a big fiery ball of death, because I was hoping we could. So yeah, same answer. Alright, next question. Is it intended? Maybe, but if you think it might not be, leave a bug report, because that's very helpful. Is it intended that we cannot use any skills in town hubs now that we actually have to walk instead of teleporting around? Yes, it is intended. Town hubs are ability usage free zones. Echo in progress. Get out of there, Jed. Alright, next one. Can we get more support, skill, and uniques for Lightning Paladin? Yeah, I mean, so there's still a major skill, a primary skill for Paladin that is like a clear support skill that is not... let's just go here. That doesn't have a skill tree yet, so that'll be a big part of it. So yes, and more items will come in as we update things as well. So you'll get more of those too. right. Any plans to bring back dummies early on for helping new players? I remember first time messing with dummies to figure out stuff. I mean, so there are still dummies in Hiboria. I don't think we have plans to. I know we don't have plans to bring them to. Oh gosh, shouldn't have moved. Didn't realize we were in an arena. Judd, help! I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I'm gonna die. Yeah, he's here. Wonderful. What was I saying? Dummies. I could see some dummies appearing in a new zone. They can't be in towns is the problem. So the dummy won't be going back to EOT. Yeah. Oh goodness me. Okay. It's a little bit of damage coming out from places. Okay. Yup. Taking some hits here. Got him. Take it. Oh, got some rings to look through. Oh, I should, oh, I do have it turned on. Guess it's just not very strict. Judd, you wanted to be leader? The chat is not being happy right now. I'm just gonna start one anyways. We're doing it. Oh, we're going full party. That's what's happening. Okay. Alright, that works for me. What's your opinion on putting socks on wet feet? My kids' swimming lessons. And this total weirdo next to me is doing it. Not biased at all. I think that there are select situations where you have to, but if can be avoided, poof, avoid it. You know? Is this plan to bring this game to PS5? Eventually, we hope to, but it will not be releasing on PS5 initially, at least. I love you, Mike. Full HD team. Thank you very much. These events are a blast. Do you have any ideas for the events past 0.9 at release or after? We've got some ideas for things. We don't know exactly what we're gonna do. I mean, once 0.9 goes live, like that's multiplayer's live, period, type thing. So there's less of a draw for a multiplayer event, but yeah, we'll still do events for things. Oh, sick. Oh. Oh, I caught up. Oh, I caught up. Yes, we are joined by It's me, Luigi, and Jukes for Jesus TV. No, I actually don't know who either of those people are. I assume they've got to be people on the team, I think. Maybe not, though. It's me, Luigi. Welcome to the party. Oh, you're rocking the rocking the Reign of Winter there, eh? I've got one, but we're not quite spec'd for it here properly. Oh, they're much stronger than I am. Ice Beetle time. I'm gonna name this one Michelangelo, this one Raphael, this one no. Oh, hey, Shrine. Zoom, zoom, zoom. That's the way we like to zoom, Thinking about Vision GL types of events like races, but more official. Yeah, and I think that there's opportunities for people who have been creating and running those events already that probably know like more about what works and what doesn't, and what the community wants to see in an event like that. So I suspect we'll be talking probably specifically to Vision GL about events and what sort of ones they'd like to see, or what their community would like to see. But yeah, those events are great. Okay, serious question. Alright, quiet, let's do this. Have you guys ever thought about doing a group SSF in the same mode of SSF people can invite to lobby to create the SSF group? To play SSF alone, you do a lobby by yourself, then separating leaderboard 1P, 2P, 3P, 4P, then using regular softcore, hardcore as more free trade so people could choose their own economy. This could help maybe cut down on community divide and cast more developer-focused support. Yes, we have considered that. I think that we're leaning a different direction right now than that. It is an interesting proposition, and it does hit a lot of the really key points and things that we'd like to hit with a system like this. Because you're right, there are a lot of people that are very split on the issue, and getting that into sort of one cohesive space would be really great. I think the part about that personally I'm not a huge fan of, and this has come up in discussions we've had about it before, is that it does it does kind of restrict, like you have to limit who can be in this SSF league, so to speak, and having those like predetermined lines is a little tricky to have feel good, I think. I think in an ideal situation, people would be able to have more of a hop in, hop out vibe on, like, oh, I want to play with my friends, but I don't always want to play with my friends. Sometimes I want to play with other friends. Like there's no one size fits all. Like you can do your group with 4 people. You can do your group with 7 people. Like there's everyone's got different numbers of friends, right? And different combinations of those numbers that'll be on at different times. And so I think it's tricky to do it that way. It does, like, there's versions that you can do where it's basically just like private leagues. I think there's easier ways to do it that would end up being more straightforward, a little smoother, and yeah. I think it's all very hypothetical until we get through all of this, and I'm a little on the buggy side here. We're gonna kill the game and come right back. Oh no, desktop got shown. It's okay though. My desktop is super boring. Gonna do this real quick while I log in and everything, because I don't know what's gonna show up. I don't think anything sensitive shows up, but on the off chance it does. Yeah, okay, it just shows my display name. That's fine. And on the off chance any of my characters are inappropriately named, they're all appropriately named. Oh my gosh. Look at that. I guess you can't. I'll fix it. It's too late now anyways. We're good. Look at that. Almost like I know what I'm doing. Almost. Not quite. Okay. Just a little organization stuff here in the party. Get back in. It's harder when you're not in voice with people. There we are. I had my chat off so I couldn't see what the judge just pinged for people. Love it. That's so cool. That is so cool. Let's try a different one so we don't break it again. Enrage. Enrage. High health? Yeah, let's do high health. Future plans regarding performance? Make it better. Constant improvements. I significantly hope, or like seriously hope, that 0.9 or the what you've been playing with was it 0.814e. I hope 0.8.14e was much better performance for you than 8.5 was. I hope. It is for me. Gold! Gold everywhere. How about a form of trade which allows me to give somebody an item in exchange for their base stats? Wait, what? I don't understand. It sounds horrible. Alright. New player, even though I purchased a while ago. Yeah, we actually see that a lot. which is interesting. Are the chances being lowered in the normal? Let me just get into this. Hello.
Whoa! Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think everyone can hear you probably.
Awesome.
This is Judd. This is Judd, the game director.
Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to turn on the sound on your stream. There we go.
Turn off the sound on my stream, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Stereo echo. Yeah, just invited a couple people out of the community.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think the other night I actually grouped with both of these players. Funny enough.
Ah, that's awesome.
I've just been doing pickup games in the evening.
Yeah, I've seen you on quite a bit.
I've been playing with my son at night. Actually, it's been a lot of fun.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question.
Started off. Yeah.
What are the thoughts of the team regarding the new item exalted drop rates? Looking at the ongoing event data, speedrunning not only the campaign but also gear progression at the moment. We definitely did. We buffed a bunch of drop rates really recently, didn't we?
There definitely was some buffs to exalted drop rates. I think the percentage that we increased it by, it seems like people are saying that they're getting more than was intended, though.
That's
I
what
might be slightly out of the loop on that, though.
That's the same thought I had too. The difference that I was seeing people talking about it, I'm like, we hardly nudged the dials.
Yeah. It seems like it shouldn't have been felt to the extent that it is.
Yeah.
So I'd like to look at that.
I think there's another question here that's similar to, new player purchased a while ago. Are the drop chances being lowered in the normal game, and is there any way to better highlight chest? I have disability. It's kind of hard to see. The chest, like the chest exists there. Maybe that's the sort of stuff that's really good as forum feedback, like a screenshot of like, this is where it's hard for me to see. That sort of stuff's really useful there. I don't think we have any plans for it specifically right now, though.
We've always intended to bring in like colorblind options and stuff like that, but they haven't quite gotten to the top of the list yet. Yeah. I would love if we could get some of those in before 1.0, though. We've even made graphics for the different rarities of items in the paper doll and the inventory and stuff like that, so that if people are colorblind, they can differentiate more easily there. But we haven't quite got them into a build yet.
Yeah. I'm being told that the early drop rates for Exalted did go up quite a bit. And this is the sort of stuff that we'll be tweaking and changing and experimenting with, you know. Aaron, hello, welcome. Any chance on idols to have +2 all skills? No. Well, I mean, it's
come on, Mike.
I mean, maybe like a unique one. A finger on the monkey's paw curls. +1 to all skills. You can't cast spells. Oh, that's actually a nice ring. It's not good for this build, but, you know, decent ring. Anyone in here doing necrotic damage? Doesn't look like it.
Oh, I made a pretty sick ring a minute ago. We don't have item linking in quite yet, or I'd show you, but apparently there is a branch where we have the local item linking happening, and we're going to see if we can get it to spread across channels before the 0.9 release. We'll see.
That's because the chat issues, though, right? Not the linking system itself. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say local, just to clear up for people that are listening, you mean people who are physically in the same zone as you. Local in the sense of when items drop, if they're shared or not. Right?
Oh, I was reading something. I'm not good at multitasking on these streams like you are yet.
Say again, Mike? I was just the item linking stuff for the fact that it's only on local is referring to local servers where like
Yeah,
so
yes, 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 yes. And so we are aiming to get some version of item linking out, and that's kind of like an MVP version that we know that we could get out, but it's not quite the experience that you would expect with item linking. And I fear that people would be a little bit annoyed if they couldn't link them in the way that you would expect them to be linked at all times. So we're gonna see if we can patch that up and get that out in time. It would be a big win, especially when we're talking about like the item gifting system and stuff. That's the main reason that we're trying to get it in sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
But we will have it to where it's like completely cross-channel and everything works as expected.
Oh yeah. It's just whether or not that happens pre certain patch or not is
Yeah.
always the question. Can we do it? Yes. Can we do it in time? Maybe. How about an auto loot option for shards? I mean, it's like we can talk about it, but not planning it at the moment.
That one has been debated internally a lot, actually. So
yeah, which usually is a sign that not everyone is aligned if it keeps getting debated.
Yeah. I mean, I think most of us are pretty happy with it now that we have the local area pickup in the way that we have. That made it way, way, way better. I have horrible carpal tunnel from playing Diablo 2 and Path of Exile and Grim Dawn and Marvel Heroes for a ridiculous amount of hours. And before we had that in, I was a very big proponent of the auto pickup.
Yeah. And I'm sure that debate's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah. Playing with gamepad right now, it's feeling great.
Nice. Oh, you're not jumping around like we were before. I guess we fixed that. I didn't. We did. We have it updating in very quick intervals now, so that is feeling much better. Nice. I didn't even notice.
Mm-hmm.
I actually almost made a comment when you first joined that I'm like, you see, Judd's playing on keyboard and mouse now instead of gamepad because he's not jumping around like last time. I just don't even know everything that's going on in the game.
It's hard to keep up now that the team is a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
I even have a hard time keeping up with quite a few things that are going in.
Remember when it was just like keeping an eye on the Patch Jets channel? It would get updated every day or so, you know.
Oh yeah, easy squeezy.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we were all involved in every meeting. There was no separate meetings for like world building and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was just everybody hop in. We're talking about Eterra. It's grown a little bit since then.
Questions here. Can you ask Judd when I'll get my spring and movement skill, please? He's known for leaks.
I'm good about that, aren't I?
Yeah.
I think actually I forget where we left off in that conversation. I know that we were talking about spring and movement not too long ago.
I do have the notes from that meeting like right in front of me.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
Should we not leak that?
No, let's not leak that.
Okay,
Sorry.
let's not leak that.
I'm sorry, Quiet. I'm sorry. It's not in yet is the problem.
Yeah. But we know that it's wanted and needed, so
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, here's they want stuff from you. Hey Judd, when are we getting that passive reset button?
We talking about the
like passive respecs and not having to do them individually?
Oh yeah. Did we implement the
yes,
the ability to just press the enter key?
Yes, we definitely did that. Oh, Lone Star McFluffin,
okay.
come with the rating party. Thank you very much, and a resub for 21 months in a row. That's a big number.
Welcome.
Glad to have you here for sure.
McFluffin, you want to hop in a party with us? We got one more spot.
Yeah.
The overall passive respec button, I would say that is probably pretty low on the list at the moment. If I'm being realistic.
Well, it did. So first off, we do have that button internally already. So all it is exposing a function to a UI.
Ah.
So the barrier to put this in is super duper low.
Who's feeling leaky now, Mike?
I've told him this. That's not new info. That's not new info. That's old.
Old info.
But no, we had last time we talked about it, we said no.
Remember when we had that button on the start screen that would delete all characters, and it was just like a 2x2 pixel, and we just like nobody ever found it, but we would use it on the dev team.
Yep. Yeah, there was for years there was like a little tiny spot on the loading screen you could click, and it would just nuke your whole account. There was a confirmation pop-ups that happened. It was like, are you sure?
Yeah. But if you found that 2x2 pixel spot, it would probably be a little surprising when you were presented with the confirmation model.
Yeah. I think the confirmation popped up like right underneath it too. So like, if you were spam clicking, you hit it accidentally.
Goodness.
And like no one ever learned where. Oh, I died. Rip.
Yep. I'm
so squishy. Like
smashing here too.
This is like a level 86 character with like level 75 gear.
Yeah, this build is really good as long as my meteor can kill everything with one hit. Once we get past that point, way less good.
Yep.
Way less good. Did find a bastion though.
Really? Like just now?
No.
Oh, okay.
Like actually, I think I was like level 50 or something. It was pretty early on. Yeah, it just random drop.
What's the minimum level on that?
Let me see. 50.
Wow. Okay. Nutty. I did not realize it was possible to drop that low. I mean, that's sweet.
Yeah, I was like, oh, someone gives it to me, but nope.
All right, we got tons of questions here. I'm gonna start rattling through some of these here.
All right, go through it.
Let's scroll up a bit. Hello, yes, that's great. I'm really rooting for Ellie, the whole team. Love the game. Thank you very much, Squid. I was actually getting most of these. The NPC from Liberating the Nomads are missing in your game. Head on over to the forums for a bug report, please. Hey Mike, last time I asked about the 100% offline mode for 0.9, it was unknown at the time if it was 0.9 or a 1.0 feature. Curious if that is known yet.
Which feature?
Pure offline mode. Like
pure offline.
Don't even have to have Steam on.
I see. So we're working towards a more pure offline build here. We will be releasing offline with services with 0.9, so we do expect that you'll be able to like use the chat feature and stuff like that. But it's actually just a little bit of work to decouple those things, and it hasn't hit the top of the priority stack yet. So 0.9 will launch with a somewhat offline feature. It'll be very similar to what you guys are experiencing on live though.
Yeah, we'll have basically the same offline mode that's already there. And then the other one still is in the pipe. That was a nice idol. Did I wait long enough, or did you get those?
Yeah, I came in right as you hit.
Sweet. Jukes will be back in a minute. We gotta do this on our own. I think they might have been carrying us a bit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is gonna get rippy fast.
Yep. Just one of us has to keep surviving.
If we really pace it, I can just use nope. There we go. I'm dead. The middle of my sentence. If we pace it, we can use my black hole as cover.
All right.
Oh no, I'm dead again. This isn't gonna happen.
Juke, come back. We need you, apparently.
I'm gonna spam chat for looking for one more.
All right.
We need someone to carry us.
I'll have one more carry.
Yeah.
So we need some beefy, like a necro tank, or like a zookeeper, or like a sword and board.
They said looking for one more empowered monos. Come carry the devs.
Yeah. Hope your backpack's big.
Yeah. Oh, I got an invite from somebody. I'll have to turn that around and invite them though.
Yeah.
Do we know if /invite is actually hooked up to work?
I have no idea.
We're about to find out.
There's an invite button that you can type in the name in the
Oh, that's right.
and I think you can right click on chat messages on the names. Can't you to invite there?
Yes, but this person, he just invited me straight out.
Oh yeah.
So I just have the invite
The
bubble.
name. Yeah.
Mhm.
Should put a little button on there. And be like, actually invite them. Invite back.
Yeah,
That would
actually be really helpful.
Yeah.
That would actually be helpful. One thing that I noticed that we also need is we need a way for people to give other people party lead.
Yeah. Oh, neither of those things should be hard, I don't think.
No.
I don't know if the party lead transference requires a party reform, but I don't. No, because when someone leaves, you can transfer party. Yeah. Alright, how about a 9-slot idol that gives me the ability to auto pick up shards?
I think if someone was willing to give up 9 idle slots. Yeah.
I mean, okay, yeah, like a finger on the monkey spot curls, granted, but they're all in a square.
Oh, is that the real Aaron?
Because there's no 9x, there's no 3x3 grid in the game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Aaron. Aaron.
All right.
That's what I asked for. A necro tank. Come on, come tank for us.
Aaron can carry us.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a lot more Aaron there in the future too.
I just died.
Me too. Me too. Aaron, come quick.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah.
All right. MTX win. Give us something.
MTX win. So we're looking to include an MVP version of the MTX system with 0.9. The inventory will be very limited, but what's really exciting about that is everybody that has purchased the game actually does have pets and coins and stuff like that. So for the first time ever, you guys will be able to equip your pets and see your the amount of currency you have. So we do expect to have that with 0.9, barring any last minute, I don't know, crazy hiccups that we could experience. But right now, I mean, Mike, you've actually been working on that quite a lot.
Say, as the person implementing that, I'm confident.
Okay.
Yeah, or one of the people implementing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very involved system.
Yeah, it's so many edge cases.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
And you have to be hyper careful about it, because if people are spending real money, we have to make sure it's watertight.
Yeah, big time. I just did the error states and messages for if the panel doesn't load properly initially.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to show everybody all of the cool videos and cosmetics, because I don't think we've really shown the community way too much of any of the cosmetic stuff, have we?
We've shown quite a few concept images and a couple renders, but not much really.
Yeah, it's good stuff. The team is doing a great job on all of those.
Yeah. You know, a melee lightning paladin skill. Do I not have any of those yet? And they make lightning's a secondary paladin stat, so it makes sense. I can see that being a thing that would come in with an item, like a unique that adds lightning to a melee skill, or converts a lightning skill to melee, or something like that. But yeah, I can see that being a unique that added that ability.
We'll have 4 masteries with a completely lightning based sentinel.
Never can make the Tesladins.
Just for that name.
that's the Holy Shock Paladin was D2 is called.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Holy Shock is actually Holy Shock, but also the lightning resist skills in D2 are the least understood skills in that game, I think.
That's probably fair, like the way that you scale them and stuff.
Do you know each one of the resist? You probably know the answer to this, but each of the resist element skill auras in
Mhm.
Diablo 2, all three of them, the resist fire, resist cold, and resist lightning, they all have a hidden effect, a hidden passive effect that's not listed anywhere, but you notice it when you start getting it. Do you know what it is?
Oh gosh, you're so good with D2 trivia. The fact that I played that for a gabillion hours and you know so much more about it than I do is worrying.
Yeah, that's the reason I used to sleep first period every morning at high school.
Oh yeah. I would. There was plenty of times I just didn't go to class because I would be up. Funny enough, I had the story where, uh, I would stay up all night playing Diablo 2 every night, and my parents were very lenient, and they would never tell me not to do it. But one day they woke up. It was time for school. I was still awake playing Diablo 2. And they were like, if we wake up again and you're still playing Diablo 2 when we wake up, we're gonna throw away the computer. And so the next night I played Diablo 2 all night again, and then I heard the alarm clock go off in my parents' room, and I quickly hit the monitor power button, and I laid in bed acting like I was asleep. And as soon as my parents came in to check on me, I pretended that when they came in, it woke me up. And when I
Classic.
pretended that it woke me up, I got back onto the computer and just resumed my play session.
Classic move. Well done. Perfect.
No addiction at all. It was completely fine.
Yeah. I feel like I do similar things. The answer to the question, though, just because I'm gonna not leave it hanging. For every 2 points in a resist element aura, you gain 1 maximum resist of that element.
I feel like I knew that.
Yeah.
I think I knew that from back in the day. But I haven't been playing like a bunch of T2R or anything like that.
Oh, some of the update, like tons of new rune words and everything. I was tempted, but I'm
Yeah.
like, I just don't have any time. Okay, bunch more questions here. I also have a little spoiler image to pop up that you gave me.
Oh yeah.
What are
Pretty
some
excited about that one.
What are some items in the top of that priority stack? Any new content, favorite system, lost memories, something else?
Yeah, it's a very good question. We have a lot of good stuff coming. I won't get that spoiler because I mean if we're talking about stuff that high level, that's like major
Yeah.
patch additions that we're coming out with. There are a number of really cool additions that we have planned to bring into the game at like 1.1, 1.2 that nobody has any idea about. That we're talking, drastically extending the in-game and the item hunt and giving us new axes to work with and stuff like that. Excited to talk about those, but not quite yet.
This Legomancer is doing work.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I'm dead.
I don't think I'm dead, but I'm not sure really. I can come in and check for you guys. Yeah. Oh, we got this. I'm pretty far behind here. Can you put names over minimap, tab map over player icons so I know who is where? Yeah. That's definitely a thing. To have names there as options. The first feature that we want to put there is have colors be there. So have like a background color here associated with each person, and then have the colors of the icons on the map be the matching of that color. So if you want, you can just do it by color. You're like, oh, so and so is purple. Oh, I know who purple is. And if you're playing with the same people in the same group for a while, it's pretty obvious who's who. But yeah, adding names there is the same level of difficulty. There's a major problem that caused us to not do that. I can't remember what it was, but ideally we'll be getting that in. I went to the forums to do a bug report. When I went to get a pick for proof, he came back. Yep, we used to call it the old magic car ride when I worked at a computer store. People would call in, I got this problem. All right, bring it down. They bring it down. We plug it in. It's totally fine. Take it home. It's totally fine. Magic car ride.
Gonna re-invite the party here in a second.
All the loot, it didn't despawn, and it's physically located
Wow.
in the world at the same spot as
Yeah.
the intro scene. I've never seen that before.
No, that's new, and it's not our updated on-ground loot models either, because I see the hockey
Oh
puck.
yeah, there's the hockey puck. Are you sure
Well,
there's?
yeah,
Are you sure this that got in?
I don't think that's merged in.
Yeah.
I think it's on an outstanding branch, but
Yeah.
but we had a lot of really good work done with the loot on-ground models, how loot spawns and feels when it's actually popping out of stuff.
Yeah, like little flop
Yeah,
twist
yeah.
jump.
It'll be a lot better.
Idols plus cosmetic to make it look like a donut. I know what that
Invite's
was.
going back on.
Oh, I should get back in game. Mage, not a mage.
Sorry if I sound groggy, by the way. I've been Texas. We're not used to the cold, so we have the heater pumping, and my throat is just like completely raw from the heater.
I remember last time I was there in January. The only time I've been there, but when I was there, I was there in January for PAX.
Yep.
And like everyone's walking around in like big jackets and like huge pants and everything, and I'm like sitting in a t-shirt and shorts going, "It's so hot here."
Yeah. If it's below 65, like everybody's got their sweaters on. We've got our big puffy coats.
Yep.
But if it's 110, we're fine. Completely.
It's 110. I'm praying for death.
Alright.
Let's go back. We're doing Age of Winter, I think.
Okay.
Have you hit all the RPG archetypes you love to play? There's still like there's a couple still. Yeah. There's definitely some missing ones. Yeah.
Yeah, we so classes and skills I think is probably what our team loves the most. And I'll say that we're not done there. Last Epoch, if we're going to be producing content for this game for many years into the future, and you should expect that we're not just going to be done with introducing classes and skills once we introduce the 3 remaining masteries at 1.0.
Yeah. And I missed it. Master Sword has resubbed for 21 months in a row. Thank you very much. There's all these 21s coming in. We missed we missed a couple streams there, so it makes sense they're all lining up. But thank you very much. That's great to see.
Welcome. Makes sense.
And Lizard, welcome with the rating party. Pew pew. Glad to have all y'all here with us. We do have impromptu special guest Judd here, taking questions through me if you want. The game can't handle you, Aaron. It's right, it can't. Just too strong. Hello, will there be a character with barrier skills like elemental walls, fields, protection, veil? Thanks. Yes. There's the tricky thing with physical walls that show up, and there are like Necromancer already has wall abilities that they can make, but it's like really limited, and there's like big gaps in it usually, things like that. Because like I've never played Bone Prison or with a Bone Prison Necro in D2, it kind of sucks sometimes. So like, a lot of the wall concepts we've come up with and worked with to get in are like energy walls or like spirit walls, or like the type of wall where like a player could walk through pretty easily, but someone who's an enemy might be affected when going through it, like a debuff or something like that. That's the sort of style of wall that we've been approaching more in design and concept stuff.
Mike, have you ever heard of this person, Quiet for Me? Ever?
I thought it was Kwai and then just Tifmore.
Yeah.
Eventually, we should go and do this in the public Discord, or we'd probably have to like block the channel or something like that. But being able to like pop in here and talk to some of these folks while we're playing would be really cool.
Yeah. Or you can just do a private call. I think it'd be the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
Where's everybody? Come back to the safety of the group.
Port to you. Here we go.
Will it be possible?
The safety of Aaron. Just stay next to Aaron.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
I see green health bars and I'm like, yeah, it's cozy.
Yeah.
I think White's got some minions too, possibly here. Maybe not. I don't know. There's at least one Spriggan I saw that might be actually have been quiet as the Spriggan, which I think it was.
Be a good group to test some arena performance with.
Do you want to go try?
Yeah, we can. we just introduced it today.
Yeah.
To the build.
All right, let's go do some. Let's go try the arena and see what happens. Oh, I lost connection to the server.
Right at the end there. Let's see. Okay, tell me when you're back and I'll invite you. Oh, it's a sign. Here's an arena key.
I must have some already.
Oh yeah, we're stacked with them.
Oh, but it's only you only need one, right? I should have lots. Yeah. I should probably throw some of the stuff on the ground. But the pack rat enemy doesn't want to get rid of it. I'm like this means nothing because like I can just get anything I want, but like I don't.
Why aren't you purchasing the stash tabs?
Because I forgot that got put in, and
Awesome.
I'm an idiot.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I forgot that got done. Oh my gosh.
I hope we get to restyle this before 0.92. We're going to do a little sprint near the end where we update some of these UI panels with some of the nice stuff that we have coming out. And there's a few panels like the game guide and the stash that I'd love to see updated.
Yeah. If anyone's watching and they don't know about the game guide, woo-wee, get in here. That's what I'm talking about. Invite me and I will portal to you, and I'm gonna read questions from chat while that happens.
Sounds good.
Alright. Will it be possible to show other items on the minimap? Like a loot filter, rule tag toggle, so many builds, kill stuff off screen. Possibly, hopefully. There's some problems with doing that. There's some performance issues with doing that. The ability to just say anything can show up on the map is dangerous, and we'd like to avoid letting people break their own games. Oh no, I lost connection again.
Wonder what's going on with that. See what server that you're connected to.
I think it said US Central, which is
Okay, I'll wait for you to come back and then we'll I'm at the arena port.
well, not perfect for me. It's quite close. While we're doing this, I'm going to toss up a little teaser while we're still trying to figure this out.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
It's like a full screen one because I'm just hiding myself completely. Here we go. Boom. Little. It's just concept art. No one seems to like those.
So this is funny. We've gone through and we've updated a ton of models, and you guys will see plenty of those with the 0.9 release. A lot of these are not even available in this multiplayer build right now as we're replacing a lot of enemies, but those will be available for 0.9. So with the Falcon, we actually did 3D model the Falcon and animate it and everything like that, but that was a while ago when we were testing out some initial skills with the Falcon. Now that we have progressed a little bit, we've gone back and we're revamping all of the Beastmaster pets, and they look super cool. And the Falcon is kind of in that same vein as a pet, so we're updating the Falcon, and this is the new concept art that we're going to be modeling this off of in the very near future. Very happy with this one. This one's kind of hot off the press.
Yeah.
And so this is also one that the team is really excited about developing cosmetic skins for. So if there's any type of Falcon cosmetic skins that you guys want to see, we'd love to hear it. And everybody always goes to we need a phoenix and stuff like that, which will absolutely happen.
That's the
we're
first one that always gets suggested.
absolutely gonna have a phoenix cosmetic skin for this. America bald eagle, I like that.
I'm gonna take this opportunity because every time it comes up, there's way more eagles in Canada than America.
Steampunk Tesla Falcon, yes, quiet. Yes.
Oh, thanks for the invite. All right.
This is one that even if I have to go take personal funds and hire external 3D modelers, if we don't have the bandwidth inside, I'm gonna pump skins into this Falcon.
The store is gonna be just half Falcon skins and then everything else.
Yep.
All right, I'm here. I made it, guys. I did it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, US Central.
Let's do it.
Will you ever add settings for hiding teammate abilities or scaling the opacity or quality of their effects / projectiles? Possibly.
A really good question. It's something. Oh, Arena, hold on. Whew, I'm gonna die. It's something that for a long time we've been pushing. Is that whenever there is going to be group play in the game, that we need to make sure that the skills that we're developing, the visual VFX, are not overpowering on the screen. Now that we are actually seeing this in multiplayer, there are some initial actions that we're taking. For example, you'll notice whenever a meteor comes down on my screen that you don't see the targeting reticle on the ground. That was one of the first things that we saw. Okay, stuff like that is noisy, and so we can differentiate what visuals happen on other players' client versus what's happening on your player client. And so our first task is going to be going through and seeing what we can and need to change on that front, and we'll implement those changes. And then if we see that there are still skills that are making just too much screen clutter, we'll go and we'll probably implement ways to add more transparency to those or what have you. But making sure that the screen and the play space is very readable is very, very important to us.
Yeah. Monk win? Not yet.
Okay, let's see if I can not die for 2 seconds.
Does the LE servers use lockstep technology? Lockstep is a term that's used specifically for Path of Exile and the way they do things. We do things that are that have similar properties to it, but is distinctly different. So technically no, but we do things to achieve similar goals.
That's a fair way to say it, yeah.
Will you guys add trade? We're still digesting information from the survey that we sent out, if we want to or not, what that's gonna look like, and
right now we're trying to get as much feedback as possible. We have the entire design team spending a lot of time reading all the comments across our forums and Reddit and all of our other social media. And trade is a very divisive topic. We knew that going into it, so there are definitely still conversations going on about trade. We're not ready to commit to saying that anything is going to change or anything like that yet, but there is a lot of conversation going on and a lot of ideation going on. So it's always fun if you guys have ideas for trade. We do love to read those, and that's what I'll say is we're still discussing, still ideas.
Just a blanket reminder, though, remember to be respectful in those conversations, and people are going to have different opinions.
Please.
If someone's not being respectful, try not to meet them at that same point. Try and just drive the conversation to being more respectful, and whenever I see suggestions that are well worded and are not overly aggressive, I take them much more seriously. Yeah, we're still working on it. It's who knows what'll happen yet.
Ideally, we find something that is inclusive to more spectrums of the player base. But we do have a solid design goal that we want to make sure that when you're playing the game is always a fantastic and way to find good loot, and it doesn't feel like it's completely overpowered by trade, and it's a slippery slope that we have to take into account when we have all these discussions.
Yeah. All right. Any idea what's causing characters to feel unresponsive while kiting? Even while just holding right-click forwards, characters behave differently than in offline. Some skills just lock your character in place. Doesn't behave like that in single player. Thanks other areas. Other than that, arena felt good. That's good. The
answer's yes, and we're working on it. There's definitely a number of things due to like animation controllers and things like that we're working on addressing, that we are fairly confident that we're going to have in before 0.9. I don't think it would be a blocker. I don't think it would push our release date or anything if we didn't get them in. Plus our hotfix cycle for 0.9 will probably be slightly longer than the patch cycles that we've had in the past. But yes, we do know what is causing those, and we're working on addressing them.
And we say hotfix cycle being longer, you mean like there's more time where we're willing to put hotfixes out rather than time between hotfixes?
Yep.
Just wanted to clarify the term. Really looking forward to the Bard class. Oh, it'll be interesting. It'll be fun.
Well, is that our 6th class, guys? We're gonna go Bard and Monk and Shadow Priest. Is that the plan?
That's a weird class to get. A Bard, Monk, Shadow Priest class?
Yeah.
I don't know how that fits together.
we know that people want the pure melee, which there's plenty of options to get that at the moment if you want a pure melee. Yeah, but there's the people when they go to the character select screen, they're like, okay, I just want to be like the physical bruiser. What is my path here? I think we can do something about that in the future.
Quite suggesting a Mesmer class. Yeah. Love that Guild Wars. I know it's not from Guild Wars originally, but that's where I first learned about it.
When Guild Wars 2 was coming out, I was so stoked for all of their class designs.
I know. It just didn't land. Not for me, anyways.
It didn't for me either, unfortunately.
Like Guild Wars 1 was like I didn't hit the initial WoW train. I was Guild Wars 1 to start with.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I switched to WoW eventually, but like, yeah, I played so much Guild Wars 1 in the Hall of Heroes. And it was I don't know if you ever played it, but it was this crazy thing. It was like this PvP tournament, this like knockout tournament that when you got to like the end of it, you'd have this 3-way 8 versus 8 versus 8 PvP battle, and it was so chaotic, so crazy. It was tons of fun. That was basically just what I did in that game with Hall of Heroes.
Looks like we know that there are definitely more server optimization wins that we can get with Arena, and I think we're experiencing the need for that right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I'm. There's no way that 60 milliseconds that it's telling me is accurate.
But this is great though, because this is the type of data that we were hoping to get by releasing Arena in this hotfix.
Yeah.
So this is good that we're encountering this now.
Speaking of stash tabs, how do you feel about players needing to set up their stash tabs every cycle? That's a good question. I think it's important because they're purchased with an in-game resource. I think it's important that they're being repurchased every cycle. Setting up the configuration of those every time I can see being tedious, and like, I don't know, having some sort of like way to like save configurations. Like your first stash tab is always like this, and your second stash tab is always like this, and then just like when you buy your second stash tab, it just like auto configures it like your second stash tab defaults or something. That would be cool, and that could be stored client side, so it's not a big deal. I don't know. It's definitely interesting, but I think it needs to be at least a little bit reconfigurable every single time because they're purchased with an in-game currency.
Yeah. Being realistic there, it's probably that, people will need to purchase the new ones and reconfigure them each time.
At least initially, yeah. All right. Chiptastic asks, "Hey, first time checking out the stream. Welcome. Been loving CT and multiplayer beta test. Was wondering if I could get a button that says your character's killing voice line on command. Can't get enough of easy. Too easy." No, probably not. I think the server's hoopered, eh?
Yeah, I'm already reinviting.
Yes. It's,
I don't have quiet on my friends list.
the connection timeout is appropriate for my level of patience, apparently, because as soon as I was like, all right, I'm done with this, connection timeout shows up. All right, here. Speaking of MTX, hopefully we'll see a bacon skin for Shadow Beacon. Okay. Judd MTX Meteor win.
Yeah.
Add to the list, yeah.
Yeah.
Going forward after 0.9 launch, MTX Meteor MTX when it's ready.
Weirdly enough, I haven't thought about Meteor MTX a whole lot. If anybody has any suggestions for what a really cool Meteor MTX would be, I'll put that near the top of the list.
I'll make sure that there's a really complicated way to unlock a pseudo Meteor MTX in 1.0.
Yes.
Yeah. And you can save that for later, everyone. Yeah, it's the monoliths. So it was buggy, which is expected. Totally understand the complication of the loot issue, but can you all share your largest concerns over trade? Like, what is the nightmare scenario? The nightmare scenario is just that playing, like, going out into the world, adventuring to find gear is strictly worse as far as how quickly you can obtain the gear, how like if you're gonna do any sort of competition whatsoever, or any sort of like trying to be powerful in the game, that the clear and obvious way to do that is by always just going to the shop and buying whatever piece of gear you want, and you're basically ignoring almost all the drops you get except for a very select few mega drops, and other than that you're just like, it doesn't matter what drops. If one of these mega drops drops, great, I'll pick it up and sell it, but other than that I'm basically just going to the shop and buying everything all the time for all players. And I think it's important to note that this is like that's the nightmare scenario, and I used a lot of terms that are really extreme in that. I say like always and for all players, and it's just like it's getting to that extreme that's like the nightmare scenario. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a larger, like a global economy and there's no restrictions, it just very quickly becomes there's so much access to great gear from the economy that it would be silly not to go and get your gear that way, which means that when you play the game, the likelihood that you find upgrades for your gear is extremely small. And we want to mitigate that, but there definitely are design goals that we would have if we were to implement trade in some manner. Even when we're brainstorming right now internally, open trade, like a completely open trade economy, is not really something that we're discussing. But there may be ways that we can do things like give items external value and have some way to exchange things that makes good sense for the way the Last Epoch is designed. But again, we're still in discussions about it. We're listening to everybody. There's plenty of people that have some very interesting suggestions that do make their way internal, and we do have conversations on those. So.
Yeah, the conversation's not over. It never was over. That's something I think that's really important to note as well, is that it's not like the conversation stopped and then something happened and we reopened the conversation. No, the conversation just never stopped.
Yeah, I think maybe the way that we worded that item gifting post made it feel more final than we intended it to.
Yeah.
Because item gifting initially was like, this is something that we can get in for 0.9, so people that are playing with each other can exchange items. With that, the scope wasn't all too large, and we could actually get in.
Yeah.
But I'm nervous to even talk about it that much because I don't, it's there's still just a lot of discussions that we need to have internally.
Yep. And they're happening every day.
A lot, yes.
Yeah.
and after hours, our evenings are, for some of us, our evenings are trade discussions right now.
Quiet just sent me a picture of him fighting in space.
Yeah. So we know what that bug is. Whenever you haven't unlocked a monolith the first time that you come into it, the floor is not there. But that is one we'll absolutely fix before 0.9.
Where's the question? There it is. Going forward, after 0.9 launch, what kind of patch cadence will we see? We don't have a specific number. I'm not gonna say like, oh, it'll be every X months or it'll be every X weeks or anything like that. But it will be much more frequently than what was 8.5 to 0.9. And we are aiming to get back to a regular cadence and much more reminiscent of what happened pre 8.5. So like
Yeah. Yeah, the community's best reference for that is just to go and look at the release cycle that we had before this very extended dev cycle. With this dev cycle, the reason that we stopped releasing content for as long as we did is because we hit a point of no return with multiplayer development, where when on our development branches, we could no longer make single player builds without it being a huge undertaking, because we had a lot of multiplayer logic in place, and so we had to get to the end of that before we released new content. We could have taken other routes, but it would have resulted in multiplayer coming later than it is right now, and we really needed to just buckle down and get the multiplayer side of this done.
Yeah. Any chance of a future post-mortem at a dev conference? I mean, yeah. If one of them wants to have us and thinks we got cool stuff to say, I know a few people that would probably go in on something like that. I know I would, but I'm probably not the best person to do it. Also, I always ask this, but curious if work is being done for the API in parallel with multiplayer work, or it's something that will be designed and implemented afterwards. I mean, there is work being done on some APIs. Depends what API you're talking about. If you're talking about something that just like collects data from the game, as far as like all the information about all the swords in the game and stuff like that, I don't think anything's being actively worked on for that right now. The melee class should be reptile brute. I like a different race.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about the future of Epoch having different playable race classes instead of just humans? I'd be interested to hear that one.
Sorry, it's been asked before, but do you happen to have an ETA on patch notes for 0.9? And do you consider to release it in separate days due to the volume of changes? It'll likely be pretty close to the release of 0.9. The 0.9 patch notes will come out. I'm so laggy. I don't know how that echo finished successfully.
Yeah, we're doing a job on the servers right now, and I'm glad, because even when we had the event where we were trying to break the servers, it was challenging. So the fact that we're actually doing that and getting that data right now, I'll take it.
Yeah.
As
the 0.9 patch notes dates, it'll be close to the 0.9 release date. It'll be close to March 9th. It might be a day or two before.
And largely that's due to the fact that the patch notes that we have pulled up right now are ludicrous. There's like 60 pages of patch notes. So when we present that to the community, we need to aggregate it and make probably sections near the top that are more concise, so that people don't feel like they have to go through 60 pages of stuff to find the good bits. It's a lot. Like we have not been sitting on our hands for the last 9 months, I promise you that.
Yeah. As evident by a lot of the stuff that people are finding in this test, I think. All right, so no, you sure you've answered this 1,000 times? Why not make it 1,001? How is EHG enjoying the beta test period?
Right. I mean, it's an absolute dream to get to this point. We have wanted to be here for 5 years, 6 years now. So the fact that we're actually able to play with one another is incredible.
Yeah.
And like all the like, there's issues and stuff happening in these multiplayer tests, and we always expected that. But looking at the bugs that exist here, they are nothing burgers in comparison. Like, we're going to be able to chew through all of these bugs, and then we're going to be able to get it in a really good state. Just the fact that we're here is just amazing.
Yeah. Meteor MTX, a giant beehive crashes down, or first Meteor MTX should be Grolls raining from
That's
the sky.
very fitting, actually. I'm going to go to Discord. I'm going to write down the beehive one, because that's Epoch right there.
Not what I was referencing, though. When you all offer MTX, can you please sell them with color palettes, not just static looks? Initially, at least, they are static. Are there plans to add more timelines to the end game? Yeah, I think there would likely be so you're asking like more different new islands here. I think likely what would happen, the volume probably wouldn't change too much, just because it becomes a little overwhelming in the system where you need to complete each one of them to finish. I think likely, and you complete each one of them many times in order to get the blessings you want. Either there'll be some sort of change there where that's easier to do, or it would be more along the lines of replacing timelines, or like a timeline becomes corrupted, or like someone invades a timeline and the whole thing gets changed, and it's still the same timeline but with like a twist or something. So there's definitely a lot of room for just reorganizing how they're laid out, even what levels they show up at. There's lots of room for doing things like that in the monolith system, and that will happen. So it's definitely won't be static. That's the sort of thing that you'll see in content, in cycle content, I think.
Yeah, the only thing to add to that from me is just I really want people to understand that after 1.0, in-game becomes a huge focus for us. Extending it in terms of the item hunt, the content available, the systems, adding on just a few layers of complexity. We don't want the game to be super complex for new people that are coming in, but there's definitely things that we can add before we get too complex there. In-game will continue to be a major focus post 1.0.
Yeah.
And even going into 1.0 a bit.
Alright, so if it's important to always find good loot and upgrades, and then why is LP and Exalted Curve so messed up? A little bit of conflation of stuff here. You hit hard gear wall when you're not progressing past that because something like Triple Exalted is too rare without trade, and even with trade. I think there's a lot of assumptions there, and I don't really want to address all of them. I think the underlying concern that you're trying to bring up is about just like gear progression curves, and they're definitely not perfect, and it's definitely something that we are looking at improving as we go. But I don't think it's quite as extreme as what's being presented there, possibly. Alright, so while I love access to haste and frenzy with transplant only lasts 3 seconds, the downtime breaks the flow quite a bit while playing in the endgame. Any plans to introduce ways progression based ideally that would expand a buff like that? Modifying the buff itself is very unlikely. A lot of those buffs have pretty fixed durations intentionally. It's not impossible. I think part of how do I say this? There might be spots where there's room for that. I think most of the time it's not ideal, and having those pretty intense speed ups be not consistent uptime is intentional.
Yeah, we're careful about making the game too zoomy, and we do that strategically.
This way, guys. Would it be better to treat it like PoE and make leagues with one with trade and one without trade? Yeah. So ideally, and this is a topic that was coming from the forums a little bit here. Ideally, if we're going to introduce a trade system, in like a perfect world, if we're talking rainbows and butterflies and everything's perfect, whatever system gets introduced for trade, it wouldn't have a player base split associated with it. So people who were who were wanting to play in a trade environment and people who were wanting to play outside of a trade environment would still be able to physically play together, and having it be a hard separated environment like that wouldn't be ideal. It might be what needs to happen if we're gonna do something like that. Who knows yet? But ideally, there'd be there wouldn't be a player-based segregation completely as far as who can play with who. Because maybe you really like trade and your friend really doesn't, but you still want to be able to play together.
I have a lot of thoughts on that. I don't want to dive into that too deep though.
Yeah, I'm really just talking like purely hypothetical. In a perfect world,
Yeah.
What if you could wave your magic wand and have something happen? That would be an ideal element to it. Definitely not saying that it's possible. That's one of the issues with just saying, okay, there's two games. You know, that's basically what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Squid says, appreciate that answer and better understand some of the issues. Thanks. When do you plan to officially open? I don't know what your old question was. Scroll back up. I mean, March 9th is the... Oh, you're asking like when are we going to talk about what, like open up our talking about trade to say what it's actually going to be and all that sort of stuff. I think that's what you're asking. Because the last question was related to trade, and the answer to that is once we know what we're gonna do, we'll start talking about it because we don't know what we're gonna do yet.
Yeah, it might be that we end up presenting some ideas and getting community feedback on it, or
yeah. There's definitely no timeline on that right now, though.
Yeah.
Any updates on the crit revamp? I have no idea what happened with that. For now, it's not there. Dance emote went. Oh, I want a dance emote so bad. Actually, guys, please stop calling Minimus stupid. He's a brave and loyal dog. That's just that one person who eats it, anyways.
I wonder how many people know of
Maximus.
Minimus's origin story. You stupid mutt.
There's the whole backstory around Minimus and everything. It's not just that one line. Oh, I'm so dead.
We need a dog in the game that we can pet.
Yeah. How about a box you can check on character creation where you hit I want to trade or just allow other player bases to play together? Yeah, that like LV Hexer, that's what I'm talking about. Like it splits it, right? And I'm not saying that's impossible or wrong, but just that's someone asked what's wrong with it. That's one thing that's wrong with it. So Harvest as a skill wants curses on targets. Yes. Is that waiting for Warlock to be good, or is it getting a buff soon? I like Harvest. I mean, there's already two prime curse options for that, so I don't think it's waiting necessarily.
We can do the new Reaper Foreman for 0.9, Mike.
I think so. I also don't remember if Warlock has any new curses or not. Can't remember, sorry. I'm not really trying to get back in because we only got 2 minutes left. Oh, sorry, no, when the game is going to be out of beta, like full release. We do not have a set date for full release yet. like 0.9 is March 9th. That's the next date. We don't have any dates after that. Depending on how well that goes, we'll determine when the next when the next stage of release happens. But probably after 0.9 releases, we will see more frequent major patches. So you'll see like
one of our big goals when we release 0.9 is just to make sure that we're putting content out regularly again. So you guys will be getting additional content way more frequently than happened in 2022.
Definitely. Any hints on the remaining shaman skills or skill updates? Not really much I can say that I haven't said already. There's at least one new.
Have you
talked
about Tempest Strike?
I've mentioned, so what I've said about Tempest Strike, I've said Tempest Strike's going to be a pretty big overhaul. It's gonna have a new identity. It's not really going to be sitting in the same space as do I pick Serpent Strike, Swipe, or Tempest Strike. It's not going to fit in that space anymore. It's going to scale off attack speed. Can't remember what else. I think that's about all I've said about it. It's going to be a lot heavier, a lot bigger skill.
Mm-hmm.
We've got
Ice Thorns.
Ice Thorns is going. I know I've said that a million times over the years,
Mm-hmm.
and no one believes me anymore, but it is.
That's funny.
And yeah, there's another melee skill coming in to replace the place that Tempest Strike holds. And there's not really much else to say. There's a new totem skill, I think, at some point. Could be wrong with that one. Is there a new totem skill or a new branch to an existing totem skill? I can't remember which one it is.
I'm trying to remember conversations on totems that we've had internally recently.
I've got the notes. It starts when my computer starts up.
Nice.
Do you think Dancing Strikes is the right place? Can't seem to nail a fitting niche for it. It's pretty good. Maybe it's not quite as good as other skills. I'm sure skills will go through ebb and flow of being good or bad. Last thing, give us a frog race. Ooh, yeah, you know how to hit those heartstrings.
Mm-hmm.
When is the last character wipe? So the characters existing in the multiplayer preview events are not permanent characters. So they're getting wiped, but they're not ever really there, if that makes any sense. So on the 12th, when this event finishes, all the characters you're playing in this event will go bye-bye. There's a new event that'll start 2 weeks after that, a week after that, 23rd. 11 days after that those characters, they'll be fresh start. When those finish, those characters are gone. And then 0.9 starts, and they're all fresh characters for multiplayer. All of your offline characters, anything you're playing in 8.5 right now, will continue to exist and be playable offline as normal, like nothing changed. They just won't come to online. I see this one somehow all over the place, and I reply every time I see it to say no, it's wrong. People say that your multiplayer characters are getting shifted to offline. That's not happening. No. We've never said that, and I've said many times the exact opposite of it, so that's not happening. And when 0.9 goes to 1.0, the goal is to... This is a little far away, so we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but when 0.9 goes to 1.0, the goal is to take all those characters and put them into a standard environment, so they're still available to play, but they won't be fresh cycle characters when 1.0 launches, as like this is the latest ladder and everything like that. So they'll still be playable and available, and if you're not interested in competing on the new ladder, no problem. They're good for you.
I wanted to say CTs will keep their characters, right? Everybody at 0.9 will be required to start fresh.
Yeah. All right, gonna just rattle through a couple more of these. We are overtime, so at some point I'm gonna stop answering these. Well, I love the access to haste and frenzy with translate only lasts 3 seconds. The downtime. Oh, did I? Maybe not. The downtime breaks the flow quite a bit while playing in the end game. Having to transplant in place on cooldown, just so the buff breaks the flow. Sometimes builds to any plans to introduce ways progression based ideally. I feel like I already read this, that you'd be willing to expand a buff like that. Probably not. Still, I feel like I read that already. Maybe not. The I mean, given what you just said, I could see it being like a minimum distance transplanted in order to get the buff. I don't know, just like transplanting in place to refresh the buff is not ideal play experience. I don't know how we'd fix that. Do you guys have a proper channel to submit ideas to you? Yes, we have a suggestions and like to see channel in Discord. We also have a suggestions and feedback channel on our forums. Those are the best places. You can also put them in other places too, but those are the best ones. March 9, how long will those created after characters live till next player wipe cycle? Are those included? Forever unless something goes wrong. Would like to know if it's possible for you guys to update some of the concept art you have on the website. The character looks pretty old. Would like some more images for fan art. Yeah, that's a great point.
Yes. The website desperately needs an update. Is not reflective of the game in its current state. Well, it'll get up there. It's just not ranked the highest priority yet.
Yeah. All right. Have you thought about giving us more conversion-based uniques? Gives more options to build, i.e. Spriggan, since it has the weakest unique pool for build enablers. Yes, we have considered giving more of these, and we will. Yep, there'll be more uniques of every sort of type coming down the pipe, flowing in as we go.
Yeah, we'll always be introducing new uniques.
Yeah.
If you guys have ideas for cool uniques, definitely let us know.
Great. I think that's it. Thank you very much for coming out, everybody. I hope you had fun. I know we did. I can say we because there's multiples of us here this time. If you have any more questions that we missed, please feel free to head on over to our Discord, our forums, our Reddit, our Facebook, our all sorts of places of people answering questions all the times. Happy to help out. Lots of helpful community members. We'll be back same time, same place next week to answer more questions and have more fun with everybody. We'll see you next time. Thanks for coming out, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
I'd love to get more of these together where we do hang out with people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've been doing pickup games like every night, so whenever.
All right, in like 3 seconds we're done. And we're out. Have a good time, everybody. See you later.